Welcome to Gamesthetic, episode 125. Back after a week break. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day, whatever day you're listening or watching this show. Last time that we were on, didn't have Zach in studio, but Zach is back. First time I've seen Zach in like 3 weeks, man. How's it going?
I was about to say, it's been a month since I've done this, so yeah, I'm back finally. We'll see if it continues or not.
Yeah, we haven't done AniMan Plus. He hasn't been on Gamesthetic. Man, it's been a time. I haven't seen you in a while, but we do got John here. John, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing all right. Probably not the worst time, at least for this show, for him to have been gone, because we ain't had a lot the past couple weeks.
I mean,
really.
I got through February. That was my month. I got through February. We were good.
Yeah, so he took a little time off, no big deal. I mean, me and you, we had fun talking about Dragon
yeah,
Ball.
I mean, we
had
ran
fun there.
we talked about Dragon Ball for like half an episode or so, maybe more.
Hey, it was fun. We had a good time. Then last week, just didn't want to do it. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
we didn't do anything all week. News wise, wasn't really a whole lot going on.
Yeah, you messaged me. You're like, "Do you have anything?" I'm like, "Dude, I've done nothing interesting this week."
Like, I mean, we could have done like a topic thing, and I did pitch that to you, but I was just like, I'd rather do this when Zach's back. Is what I wanted to do. Because what I wanted to do is I wanted to do another Q&A thing like me and you did for AniMan Plus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. I still have content I could pull out of that.
Yeah, you got tons.
Yeah, so I want to do that for Gamesthetic, man. Tons of content. It's gonna be great. But if you could drop a like or follow wherever you're listening or watching, we'd appreciate that, as well as check out some Rogue Energy. We're all currently drinking some Rogue right now. Me and John's drinking the new Rainbow Candy Hydration, which Zach's got the tub over there. Shout out to John for picking that one up.
And then I also currently drinking the bubblegum, the other one that came out of that set.
Yeah, good shit. Looking forward to the next flavors to be revealed here in the near future.
Hey, question for you, since we're talking about Rogue. Either of y'all been keeping up with the Rogue's flavor and shaker brackets on Twitter?
I was at first, but I haven't checked on it here recently. How's it going? Yeah, well,
it's a March. It's a March Madness for us.
We know he doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on Twitter unless Alex texts me.
I mean, that's
something.
fair. I mean, I've been keeping up mostly voting and trying to vote everyone. All I know is Momo 2.0 is still in there.
Yeah, shout out to the Momo 2.0. Just recently came out. Yeah, definitely check out some Rogue. Use our referral link down below. Show some support. We'd appreciate that. Thank you for everyone who's been buying some Rogue. You can use promo code SPARKY3 to also get 10% off. But if you don't use our promo code, hey, that's perfectly fine. Using the referral link alone helps us a lot. Like, I'm going to be real. That's enough. You don't have to use our promo code. If they're running a 25% off promotion or something, fucking use it. That's all good. Join the Discord, as well as check out some Agent Inc. and pick up a jersey. We'd appreciate that extra support.
We'll say I picked up a pack of the black... Was it the black cherry lemonade cans?
Oh, yeah.
This morning.
They're okay.
I love them.
I liked them from when he
them.
let me have one. And, but I got a message this morning. It was like, can 50% off ending soon. I was like, oof, fuck yeah.
Dude, I absolutely love the cans, dude. They are incredible to me.
I mean, I like the cans, but I'm still sticking to my strawberry and cotton candy. Is my preferable too.
That's fair. Yeah, that black cherry lemonade. Ooh, buddy.
I don't know. I just got a tub of the grape popsicle.
Yes.
So I'm enjoying that right now.
No.
See, I got me a new tub of strawberry kiwi when I got the Momo.
I've got the fruit punch hydration at work. I'm having to like hide it away now because a couple of guys up there have gotten into it and they want it.
Hey, give them my referral link.
I was about to say-
Yeah, send them the referral link. Let them go buy some.
I've offered. And they're like they look at me and they go, "But you have it right there."
I mean, and it's gonna disappear. So buy some with a referral link.
Use our referral link. Come on, help us out. I introduced you. The least you could do is help us out and use the referral link. Go buy one thing. Come on now. No, we actually have some pretty decent stuff to chat about here today. Resident Evil 4, of course, came out. I've dumped a couple hours into that last night. You got WWE 2K23.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it. I already hit up Jacob when he bought it and was playing it to kind of give his thoughts, and he gave it a glowing endorsement because I am very interested in buying this. And so is John. We were talking about this before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we both want this game.
I didn't pick up last year's, and I was kind of like mad at myself that I didn't because
I bought last year's too.
the last year's was like, from everything I saw and heard about it, that it was kind of like the return to form.
Yeah, basically.
And I've seen nothing but good things about this one so far. So
yeah,
I'll probably end up picking it up at some point.
And then John, you checked out Diablo 4 open beta. Chat about that. We have you know, when we last talked about it about 3 weeks ago, we had one of the biggest updates for the Xbox and Sony battle for Activision Blizzard. Now we've gotten the actual most major update so far, and then we also have a pretty wild situation going down with a game that you hold near and dear to
This
your
is
heart.
fucking annoying.
Yeah, I saw this and I was like, oh,
thinking
John's
about-
fucking
I've
livid.
been
I'm kind of
following
thinking
it.
about leading off the show with
I've been
this.
following it for most of the time. I'm not the most knowledgeable about it. We can kind of jump into that if you want to. So,
I think we'll lead off with that. It is I did put it as the first thing for the title, as beloved game gets shafted basically. Before we jump into it though, obviously in the week that we had our break, one thing I do want to give a shout out to is obviously rest in peace to the legend Lance Riddick recently passed away. You know, starred in all of the John Wick films. He's of course played Silence in the Horizon series, and of course he's played the Titan Commander in Destiny. So big rest in peace there, T's and P's. I did see for Destiny, I did see where like people were holding like a little party around the
I
commander.
saw those.
Yeah, as a tribute. So yeah, massive rest in peace there. That happened in our break week, so I wanted to get that out there. But yeah, the rest in peace. Also, I guess the Dark and Darker.
no,
I mean,
well,
like
not necessarily.
not yet.
So yeah,
We'll see.
essentially, Dark and Darker is the company behind it, Iron Mace, is kind of being shafted by Nexon right now.
Yep.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Nexon's
So-
the one who filed the cease and desist.
Wow.
So yeah,
Dark and Darker is completely removed from Steam
the
right now.
Steam
Every
page got
trace.
taken down earlier. They've been issued a cease and desist. Essentially, the claim is some of the people at Iron Mace are former Nexon employees, and Nexon had a project idea. I think it was called P23.
Something
I
like
could
that.
be wrong on the name of that, but essentially, it was a loose idea for a game similar to Dark and Darker, and some of the people that were working on it liked the idea of it, but didn't care for how it was being handled or thought they could do a better job of it.
Gotcha.
Left, started working on like gathered up some people that they knew, like hired people, and then they started working on Dark and Darker. The claim is that they're the initial claim was that they're using assets from Nexon. But if they are, or it's that they're using code and assets, which the people at Iron Mace are standing firm that all of the code is written by them, nothing is brought over from there, and that they're not using assets.
And they also just last week got searched by Korean police because of this as well.
Nexon got a police raid
Yep.
on their offices, which came up with nothing.
Yep.
But
Fuck, why is Nexon going so hard?
I think
Damn.
it's because of how popular Dark and Darker
it's
is.
because they hadn't.
They had an idea and they failed at it.
The general consensus is, yeah, they may have had an idea of it, and then they see people actually doing it, and it's picking up steam. Everybody loves it. They can't
Yep.
wait for it, and they feel like they're missing out on some money.
Basically.
So
Probably.
they're fighting tooth and nail for it, which it's weird that they were able to issue a cease and desist and that they're suing them for it when there's no provable evidence at the time.
I was about to say
Yeah.
all they have, as from what I've heard you say, is they had a project idea. They have no actually concrete
Yeah.
created.
Well, that's kind of the defense of Iron Mace right now, is they're saying you cannot copyright a game genre
Yeah.
because the game is an extraction genre. It's an extraction game.
Yeah.
Which has been a genre that's been around for years, and they're like taking them to court. It's gonna suck because even if they have nothing, like they can't really win the case, they can drag it out enough just to bleed Iron Mace dry,
Which is the shitty thing here.
That's
which is
the
what sucks
unfortunate
because
part.
it's a big company versus a small company.
Yes, exactly.
And Iron Mace is, I mean, they're updating their Discord with
Yep.
what information they can, and kind of just standing firm. They're telling people, hey, we're doing everything we can. Be patient, and we'll give you updates when we are able to. and that they're working to try to get the game up as fast as possible. But for the time being, there's not going to be any play tests anytime soon.
And there was one right around the corner. Too.
Yeah, there was one in it's going to be 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So it's shitty because the game is fantastic.
Yeah, everyone's hyped for it.
It's picked up so much steam in since the end of this past year. And it was one of the games I was most excited for this year.
Yeah, probably your most anticipated.
Yeah, and it's the fact that a large company is able to come after them like that when they don't really have any evidence. Because the other thing is, I don't know what assets they'd be claiming that they're using.
That one rock in that one corner.
Yeah, because
it would have to be something dumb like that.
Yeah,
stupid.
Because Iron Mace has shown they're using mostly assets from the Unreal assets.
Yeah,
They just purchased assets and they've used them in the game.
And I don't think Nexon even uses Unreal Engine on
So-
any of their projects.
So
I don't think so. I think they use Unity.
So yeah, it sucks that that's happening. Hopefully, it gets resolved soon. They're still working on developing the game.
Right.
They just can't really say anything about it or do anything with it for the time being. Because
that just means next playtest can be a banger.
You know what it actually means? If it gets delayed a long time, you can join me on Exo Primal.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm looking forward to Exo Primal.
I've got I got no ground to stand on anymore.
You just need to cancel Game Pass and that's your ground.
I was so not looking forward to playing Wolong. And it's one of the better games I've played this year.
I do actually have a message here, from the Dark and Darker team that was in their Discord server, so you may have already seen this one. So what they said involving the situation is, to all of our fans, we've recently been served a cease and desist letter and DMC takedown by Nexon regarding Dark and Darker based on distorted claims. We are currently working with our legal team to remedy this issue in the best manner possible. Due to the sensitive legal nature of this issue, we must be careful with our statements so as to not jeopardize our position. We ask for your understanding as we work to get the game back up as quickly as possible. Please know that we will do all that we can possible for our fans. Thanks.
Yeah.
So that's about cut and dry as it needs to be, because they're right.
Yeah.
There's only so much that they can say in this situation.
Which it's also the weird thing is that Nexon has come out of the woodwork to try to fight something.
Yeah.
Because what else have they done recently?
I don't know what they've done recently, but Nexon's main thing was always just porting over Korean games into Western localization and other things.
Yeah. It's like
And then little 2D games.
Yeah.
Because it's like they haven't, or they don't really have anything new or substantial recently, to my knowledge. I looked at it a little bit.
I did too. I didn't see
yesterday.
anything
I
notable.
couldn't find anything like really recent that they've done.
No, it's
So
notable.
it's just the fact that like for whatever reason they feel slighted or that they're missing out on some money.
Yeah.
So they're going after a small team. Because I think the Iron Mace team it's less than 30 people, I think.
I believe so.
So it sucks that this large company coming after them for what appears to be petty reasons.
Yeah.
And if they end up just kind of bleeding them out where they can't continue, that is going to be a shame.
It will be a shame.
that game was a gem for multiple reasons, like the fact of just how fun it was no matter what was happening. Like it didn't matter if you were going on a big losing streak or something, you could still hop in and have fun.
Yeah.
That game was one of the few gems we've had come out recently from a small team.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're able to come through it and will continue to get the game.
Yeah, and I will say there, like I sent in our chat earlier, there's there's obviously a lot of eyes being brought onto this, just through various sources, because there are some pretty notable content creators who are very pumped about this game. Asmongold was one that I know that was pretty damn excited. I saw him posting a lot of content about it, and then the video that I posted today, and as soon as I saw the video come up with 8 minutes after release, and I'm just like, Oh, Nexon's Nexon's in his target now. That's gonna bring in millions of views. Because every time that Charlie Moist Critical posts
Yeah.
any story about anything, I always think to myself watching these, man, I never want to be the guy to get called out by Moist Critical because every video he uploads is like 2, 3, 4, 5+ million views every time, and I'm just like, so many eyes gets brought on those stories.
Yeah.
And that's how it's gonna be with this one. A lot of eyes are gonna get brought on this story.
Yeah. The funny thing was, you sent me that video. I had already seen it.
Yeah.
I saw it like immediately, but I'd also been somewhat following the situation because a lot of people.
Almost at a million views.
Yeah,
It's at 868K from it was uploaded 5 hours ago.
Because
You never want to get caught in his target.
because some of my friends or one of my friends introduced me to the game. I played it. I've introduced dozens of people to the game.
Yeah.
And so everybody that I've introduced to it has been coming back to me, talking to me about it. Like, so it's been, I don't know, it's a shitty situation.
Yeah, and hopefully it gets resolved quickly, but probably not.
Probably,
Probably not.
No, not even
No,
close.
no. Unfortunately, the only thing that I fear for, and this is from someone who's completely just looking from the outside in, who just pays a lot. Like, I just have so much respect for the hype this game's got. Is that I hope it does not become what you said, where it's like it just gets drug on, just bleeding them dry slowly because it is a small team. That's what I just don't want to see happen.
well, yeah. I mean, the team is small to the point where when they initially started development, the I don't know what his title is, but the main guy behind the company like took a loan from his brother to be able to actually start the company and start working on the game.
Damn.
Right.
And
I didn't know that.
yeah, and then like in the pre-match tavern where you go to before the match starts, there's a dog that's in there, and that's his brother's family dog because the only thing they asked was, can you put the dog in the game?
Yeah, sure.
It's like they gave him the money to let him go with it, and they just wanted the dog in the game.
That's 10 out of 10. That's such a wholesome story. That's awesome.
But yeah, it's like I've watched several interviews by like the development team, like interviewing out with different like streamers, content creators, and stuff, talking about the game and kind of development and everything behind it. So it would be a very large shame if such a good game was to be taken out for such a petty reason.
Agreed. Man.
Only for Nexon to do nothing with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. For next one,
Well,
do
yeah, I was talking
absolutely
to
nothing with
one of my friends last night about it. I was like, because we got into the discussion, and I was like, what if Nexon did go ahead and decide to make this game? They're not gonna make anything like
No.
it. No.
like what this team did. This team is like grinding it out. Because after every playtest and everything too, they release all the data from like that they gather from it, from like
Yeah.
And again,
like items taken into raids, survival rate, monster that killed people the most, number of extractions, number of people that went down, every little stat that you can think of, they release in their Discord.
yeah. And another thing, again, as I said earlier, Nexon's more of a team that does localization translations versus actual full game production.
Yeah.
Because I would have to double check. I don't remember the last actual Nexon developed game.
Well, that was part of what Iron Mace was created from. Is they may have had an idea of it, but nothing seemed to be happening.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Well, we want to work on this, so we're just going to go start our own company and do something similar and do our own spin on it."
And now, again, it's just Nexon's mad because they're missing out on what
Yeah.
they think is theirs.
Which I mean, we've had large departures of teams from other development companies leave and go start their own game, take
Yeah.
their own spin on it, and be like, "This is what we wanted to make." And normally people are like, "Yeah, go for it. See if you can actually one up us."
Yeah.
And yeah, not happening here.
Nexon just being a bunch of petty ass bitches, ruining everyone's good time. That's unfortunate, but no, we're going to continue to monitor the situation and definitely update as more stuff comes out. It might be a little quiet here for the next week or so, next few weeks, and once the next thing comes out, I'm sure we'll be chatting about it.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump into one of our 3 games. We'll jump into that, and then we'll hit the Xbox and Sony thing. I'll go ahead and touch on Resident Evil because I have not gotten far into it. I've only played the first couple hours because when I got home yesterday, I didn't want to hop on because those raging storms we had. I didn't want my power to turn off potentially in the middle of me trying to do something, you know.
Yeah, I didn't bother.
Yeah, so I just chilled. I'm just like, yeah, I'll wait till the storms pass and then I'll play for a few hours. I'm only like I'm only about to finish chapter 2 right now.
Okay.
And as expected, the game feels incredible. You know, like I have not played the other remakes that have come out. I've not played Village, but you know, from what I've seen from afar, everything they've done with Village and just all the remakes is that they continue to do these games justice, and the RE engine just continues to impress time and time again. And it's the same thing here with Resident Evil 4 remake. You know, it sets you in the atmosphere, very quickly. And just sets you in that vibe and the eerie situation that you're walking into. The environment really pulls you in is kind of the main thing. Gameplay feels good. You know, Leon as a character, of course, everyone knows him, everyone loves him. But like in this game, it's like it's just nice having like the little quips and stuff that he'll throw out there that's just so fucking corny and just so stupid, where it's like when you shoot someone in the knee and they get down, you can go up and melee them, right? And you melee them and he'll make some stupid little corny remark. He's like, haha, must have slipped. Just stupid shit like that. It's just kind of comedic, but it just kind of adds to, even though you're in a really fucked up area, it's just like, he doesn't give a shit. He's like, I'm just gonna mow everyone down. It's okay. He's just gonna go in and just do his thing. But first few hours in, I don't really feel a need to talk about story. It's Resident Evil 4. This thing's been ported up almost as much, if not more, than Skyrim. I remember we shot out a stat like a year ago, I think, where Resident Evil 4 was on pace with Skyrim for most port ups. So there's nothing to talk about with story. We know the story. It's just, again, the game has just been built in the way that that you would hope and expect it would be to a game of this caliber. Because Resident Evil 4, while it's not for me, I openly acknowledge that the original Resident Evil 4, there's a lot of people that that's one of their favorite games of all
most
time.
definitely.
It's considered a game. It's considered a masterpiece. It's considered a game classic. So coming into this one, it's just from all the previews that we saw, it all looked incredible. That they were going to obviously do it justice as we would expect. They have a track record now with 2 and 3, and those remakes. There's a track record there, and it continues to come full forth here with the atmosphere. The RE engine continues to impress. Gameplay is fun. I will say one thing that kind of shocked me is the Metacritic score was very good, but a lot lower than I thought it'd be. I honestly thought it would hit the score of the original game. Even with the port ups, the original game would get hit at 97 and stuff. This one came in at 93, still very good, but I really thought it hit that 97 mark. But I don't know. I didn't actually go through and read the reviews for why it may have gotten weighed down or anything. But with Resident Evil 4, if you've never played a Resident Evil game before, this is still a game you can very easily pick up and play.
Yes.
It does obviously a great job of bringing you into the Resident Evil world, where Leon talks about his time as a cop, everything that happened with Raccoon City and shit.
For everyone, this is the first game, at least in the main series, outside of Raccoon City.
Yes. So you can 100% pick it up and play. Don't worry about all the previous games. Do I have to beat 3 to play? No, just pick it up. This game, it is holding true to the legend that is Resident Evil 4. I think it's worth a pickup. Keep in mind, it's also not a $70 game. It's a $60 game, so that's cool.
Yep.
It's worth the pickup at $60. Once it goes on sale like Black Friday for $30 or $20, fucking pick that shit up. It's totally worth it. What else can I say? It's Resident Evil 4. Great game. The remake's fantastic.
No, it's things if we're gonna get a remake of 5 and we're gonna get the RE engine version of Punching the Boulder.
Yeah, that's actually something I've thought about. Are we going to get that one next? Obviously, naturally in order you would, but it's would they do that, or would they do the other one, what was it called? Code Veronica, I think.
Code Veronica's a classic.
Yeah, it's would they remake that? A lot of people would love to see that.
That's questionable, because that one's a pretty... it was a fan favorite and sort of cult classic within the RE series, but it's also very much a lot of people missed it.
Yeah. Well, this is their chance to experience it. You know what I mean?
Versus RE5, It's not as well received as 4, but it was a very enjoyable co-op experience.
Yeah, and then whenever if they end up remaking RE5, they'll probably just skip RE6. They'll probably just skip a remake for that one. I mean, RE6 was an experience. I mean, I had fun with it playing co-op with Brady. I did not have fun playing with myself, but me and Brady playing the co-op. We played Leon and Chris's story. Leon's was pretty fun, fucking stupid but fun. Chris's was okay. I don't remember the other character's name
Because he's some weird guy with Z virus stuff, and I don't remember if it's actually Ashley that's running around with him or whatnot.
I think it was. Me and Brady got very bored of that story and stopped playing.
Yeah, because you're running around with Ashley. Because I was like, is that Ashley from 4 finally back?
I think it was. Yeah, no, that game was that game was mid. But no, this remake's fantastic though. Bottom line, 100% recommend it. Definitely do a pickup for it. John, you picking it up, right? I know how much you like these sort of games.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope. I'm just sitting. I'm like, no. I'm just gonna let them talk Resident Evil. I got I got no stake in this conversation.
No, I mean it's a good time. All right. How much do you have for Diablo 4? Do you want to touch on that, or do we want to go ahead and you want to hop into WWE?
I can touch on it real
Okay.
quick. Diablo 4, I did play it. It's open beta currently this weekend. In the beta, you can play through Act 1, and the level cap is 25 for the beta. They have the classes available: Barbarian, Rogue, Sorceress, Druid, Necromancer, all available. I played Necromancer. The game itself, I haven't paid attention to story at all. Because I'm gonna play the game when it releases. I'm not worried about playing any or like paying attention to story stuff right now. I was just trying to get through it, play it, see how it feels, and that it's a bit of a departure because in Diablo 3 it was all zone based where you just zoned into different areas.
Yeah.
This is just one giant map that you run around in.
Okay.
And as opposed to like having or like chaining rifts or something like that, there's there's dungeons that you can enter in across the map. There's also like other locations, like you can find like little cellars or holes that lead to little caves, like little mini dungeons that you can walk in, fight a group of enemies, and like an elite or a little mini boss in there, and then head straight back out. Character creation is a little lackluster. They don't have a ton of options for it, but I mean, you do actually get to create a character and choose between like hairstyles, makeup, stuff like that. So it has light customization. I will say one of the standouts is the art. The way the game looks is fantastic. And then like going through some of the dungeons and levels and stuff like that, there's all like the amount of detail in like just like some houses are just like areas that you go to for like a quest and just kind of walk through. Detail in them is fucking fantastic. Mm-hmm. It looks great. There's all like, especially like you'll be going through dungeons where there's like you can see like the chasm and shit down there. It's all kinds of creepy shit off on the side happening. It's definitely it's like some of the areas definitely have a like kind of darker, creepier tones to them.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, personally, I kind of prefer it. The way the scaling works right now is in the beta, there's 2 tiers. It's like World Tier 1, World Tier 2. Essentially similar to, I assume, how the difficulty scaling in D3 worked, between going from like easy, medium, torment, or master, expert, torment, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just less options right now. And I've seen complaints from some of the classes being weak early. I played Necromancer and the game felt fucking easy. Like I was playing
That's what I would want to play too.
I was playing on the second tier of difficulty. Or I started on the first one, immediately realized, holy shit, I'm gonna be bored if I keep playing on this. Bumped it up. It's like combat itself. The combat feels decent, but it didn't, like, I was never really challenged with it.
Okay.
It was very easy playing as the Necromancer because I had a bunch of skeletons, like skeleton warriors, and then mages running around with me. So, and all the monsters kind of aggroed on them, and they very rarely die because you can very easily like heal them back up to full in seconds.
Okay. Yeah, that would make it seem very easy.
So it's like the combat for me was a little lackluster. I haven't done apparently like at level 25. I think there's like world bosses and stuff you can go challenge. I haven't done that yet. I think I'm 23 right now, and kind of working my way through like the talent tree because the skill tree is a little different. It's nothing complex like some ARPGs have.
Yeah.
It's more streamlined and kind of simplistic, where when you level up at first, you just have like one little circle where you can pick like your primary ability, which is your left click, and like you pick an option there, and I think you can put like 3 or 5 points into it, and then it has like a little mini tree off of it where you can enhance it one of 2 different ways, like more damage or like debuff or something like that is typically how it ends up going. And then when you have enough points in like the first little wheel, then a bar travels down, and then you can open up a second skill and abilities and passives and stuff there. And you just kind of, as you put more points in it, the bar works its way down, so you can get more powerful or different skills and passives, which I think I prefer the tree as it looks in D4 than I did for the skill system in D3, because I don't know, but I will say I'm not usually a fan of like talent trees where you pick a skill and then you have to put like 5 points into one skill and keep
max it out
to keep giving it damage. I prefer when you pick the skill you want to use, and then to increase its damage or something, you select different passives that interact with it that way. That's just my personal preference, but it's not like an absurd number of points that you have to put into a skill. I think it's like 3 or 5.
Oh, that's not terrible.
To like max one out, and then
how many points do you get per level?
You get a point per level.
Okay.
So you basically just get a point every time you level up. So traveling through the skill tree it's everything that's there. Like you can get down to what they refer to as an ultimate ability, and you can unlock those in the beta.
Okay.
If you just want to travel down to it. Gear. Oh, the other thing is like the gear will gear can roll with like ability stats on it. So
gotcha.
Like for Necromancer, gear can roll with like +1 level to corpse explosion, or it can roll with like +1 to macabre skills, which are like passives.
Yeah.
So then, because each different skill has different tags to it, so it'll be like blood, like shadow, or something like that, and each skill has different tags to it, and gear can roll with like +1 to those tags as well as just the skill. So you can get like a +1 to a bunch of different skills at the same time. I will say you will be able to get like mounts and stuff in the game. I know you can get a horse at some point. I don't think you can get it in the beta, but I think in the main game you can have it. It'll probably be nice to have because, I mean...
I was going to ask, so you said that based on this, it's not zone specific with just one large map. How large of a map is it, do you know?
I was actually kind of curious of that too.
You could see the full map like when you load into it. It's a decent sized map. It's big enough to where you wouldn't want to walk from one side of the map to the other.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. You wouldn't really want to do that. Each like little town or hideout or something that you go to has a waypoint, so you can fast travel around to. And then like the dungeons, when you get to the end of the dungeon and fight the boss at the end of it, there's not like a portal that takes you out of it. But you can. There's an emote wheel. And on the emote wheel, there's an option that just says "Leave Dungeon," and it'll take you back to the entrance of it. I didn't know that at first.
So you had to walk out each time?
No, I just kept teleporting back to town and then just walking back to where I needed to be. Which was a little annoying until I found that option, and I was like, okay, well, that was easy. And then I think if you open up the map, there's an exit dungeon button as well. But I found that later as well. But I mean, the combat feels decent. They've added a dodge mechanic. Basically, it's like a spacebar dodge.
Okay.
That a lot of games have. It's not the best, mainly because like it doesn't feel smooth. At least from when I've used it, I've mostly ended up just using it to move around slightly faster. But using it in combat had I don't know if it might partially be due to the servers being stressed because there have been very laggy points to it.
Because everybody wants to play the open beta.
Yeah. When I got home and downloaded it yesterday, I had a 37-minute queue
Wow.
to get on, which isn't as bad as what it was last weekend, apparently.
Okay.
But and then when I got on earlier this morning and played, I didn't have any queue at all. I don't know if that was just the time that I got on because I got on pretty early.
Fair.
But the game, I will say, I'm looking forward to playing the finished product. There's some performance issues in it, especially like when there's not. It's a big open map, basically.
Okay.
But when you walk out of, you can very easily tell where the zone ends and the new one begins because every time you pass through it, you rubber band back while it loads in. So that has been frustrating because you'll be just kind of moving forward and then kind of go back and forth. This stuff kind of loads in. So hopefully that gets kind of fixed up in the final product. But from what I've played, I mean, game's fun. I was enjoying myself while playing it. I'm looking for a bit more of a challenge in when the game comes out because there's weird and the scaling. Speaking on challenge, there's weird scaling factors where at the beginning I'm one-shotting everything, and then at level 18 to 20, I'm not necessarily one-shotting everything with the build that I was going with, but I'm also never at any point am I close to dying because since I had all my skeletons and everything out there, all the enemies were just targeting them. And occasionally one would come for me and then I would just walk to the closest skeleton to me and it would switch target to him. So while I wasn't probably doing the most damage that I was capable of doing, I wasn't
really taking any.
I was never in any fear of dying or anything like that.
Right.
But who knows? Maybe some adjustments will be made before the game releases because I know people have been. I've seen complaints of some classes feeling weak early. They may not change anything because I have seen statements from the developer saying this is intended because some classes are not going to be strong early because their power scales with items and things like that much greater than the other classes.
Oh, okay.
So they may feel weak for the first 15 levels, but then they're going to feel more powerful than the classes that start off really strong. So who knows? The balancing of it is going to be an interesting thing to see as it comes to actual full release.
Gotcha. Now, one question that I have is with Diablo 4 and this open beta and everything, obviously so many Diablo fans have waited for this game for so damn long. With the beta, you're kind of given some mixed things. Obviously it's a beta. There's expectedly things that need to be worked on. Do you think the blueprint and everything that is living up to the hype that's been around Diablo for so long, or do you think it's just an okay game?
For me, it's an okay game.
Okay. You're also more of a Path fan. So
I also play, I've played a decent amount of ARPGs, and Diablo has never been my favorite.
That's fair.
It's I like what they're going for with this one, Because this one it's not like D3 where you go into a rift and you have 300 enemies around you that you're either mowing through or you're kind of grouping everything up and then waiting for your rotation and then just kind of burning everything. In this, the most enemies I've seen is maybe 15 or 20 as you're going around.
That's not terrible.
No, it's not supposed to be like D3 was, where it's an incredible amount of enemies. This is supposed to be a kind of a slower game, like slower. It's got like bosses and stuff have way like a lot of health and that. So it's like the fights are supposed to feel more impactful. They just haven't felt super impactful for me yet.
You bring that up. So you say you had a horde of skeletons, but how many could you actually have summoned at once as a necromancer?
I had at the point in the game I was at, I had 5 skeleton warriors and 3 skeleton mages.
Damn.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So, I mean, if the most enemies you saw at the time was 15, you already have half their numbers in skeletons.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, even then it's like, and then the skills that I was using for it, it was mostly to like help the skeletons do more damage. I was mostly like debuffing the enemies so that they could do more. And then I mean, as a necromancer, I have corpse explosion.
Yeah.
So as soon as the skeletons do go in and kill something, then I just start chaining corpse explosion and blow up the rest of them. So it's one of those where even when there were a lot of enemies on screen, they were usually weaker enemies. So I could blow up the pack super fast. It was just mostly when like in boss fights, you can feel that it's not, you're not burning them down the same way that you would like playing through the story in like D3 or something like that. It's not like a 2-second fight. It's like a 2-minute fight.
Oh, well then, okay.
Or 2 minutes may be an exaggeration, but they are longer fights.
Okay.
But the game is enjoyable. I like the direction it's going. It's got some stuff like performance stuff that needs to be fixed up on, and then it'll be interesting to see how they kind of go about like mounts and stuff like that, because they could easily have like a bunch of cosmetic stuff you can get, and usually in like typical Diablo fashion, it's like you probably be able to get a lot of that stuff through in-game stuff like different goblins and like rare bosses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been enjoying, or it's like I've enjoyed my time with it. I'm probably not going to play much more of the beta because I kind of got what I was looking for out of it. I wanted to see how it was going to play, the structure of it. I don't know how I'm going to like the dungeons, because the dungeons feel a little lackluster, because it's mostly you go in, you just kind of follow a path around, and then it splits off. It's like you go to like you just basically follow all the paths until you either destroy the structures in there that need to be there, or you find the keys to go open the door to the boss room. So it's like the dungeons are very simplistic. So they're simplistic, and all of them kind of feel the same, but that also was kind of something the developer said, is the dungeons in the zones will feel similar to the other ones in each zone.
Gotcha.
So like in one area of the map, the dungeons are all going to be similar. You go to a different area of the map, they're going to be slightly different than what you played before, but all the ones there will feel fairly similar. That way you kind of, when you go into it, you're not just lost and don't know, like, you know the rough path that you need to go or what you need to do in them.
Well, sort of just a towards ending note. Well, how long is the beta running to?
It's just this weekend, so I think it ends Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Or
So if
Sunday evening or
So if
Monday
you're listening
morning.
this to on Sunday, you have a couple hours.
Good luck.
Yeah, and it doesn't take too long to get to level 25. I'm level 23, and I've played for 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's really
Like
quick.
2.5, 3 hours maybe.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the first hour of that was as I was walking through an area, I'd kind of walk everywhere that I possibly could in it, and then I just started going from objective to objective.
Okay.
And if you're listening to this like days later, well, hopefully that gets you excited for the full game. I don't know.
Yeah, I will say it's going to be one of those where I'm wondering what the end game is actually going to be. If it's just going to be like dungeon running, open world bosses, something like that, because
Right.
the core of D3 end game was chain running rifts to try to get perfect gear and push as far as possible. So it'll be interesting to see what the end game is for this one. Because like in the world, like in the big open map, there are like random events and stuff that pop up where like you'll see like a big orange circle on the map. You go over there and it's usually like fight these enemies or stop these enemies from doing something. And other, like, you can see other players come up. They can't help you during all that stuff. And then it does seem like when multiple people start working on the same event, enemy health does scale up. So it'll be something where like kind of whatever the end game is going to really decide how this game turns out.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because leveling is not the highlight of an ARPG.
True.
It's like whatever you're doing at the end of leveling, or like when you're in the end game and doing that is the highlight of ARPGs for the most part.
Yeah, that's the actual meat of it. You know,
Yeah.
that's actually the actual meat of the game,
it's like
not
that,
leveling.
Yeah, it's like leveling is what you do to get to the fun, especially in Diablo games. Diablo games, the fun doesn't start until you're max level.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. So how's WWE? You know, I'm actually kind of excited to hear your. Like I said, Jacob gave it a very glowing endorsement. Jacob is very happy with it.
I mean, it's a good game. I mean, so WWE 2K22, the previous year one, was the one that gave us our current system.
Right.
And was very fun, very fluid. The simulation stuff was all very well done. Well, I say simplified controls, but more ease of controls where it was very much more user-friendly and things like that. This one is literally just an upgrade. They found their standard with 22 and was like, all right, let's not fuck this up. And they took 23 and like, so my decision to buy this game was, I was bored on my first day off in a while. So I was between two options. I was either, do I buy the $90 2K23 edition, or do I spend $80 on Naraka Gold?
Oh my God, Zach.
What the fuck?
Zach.
Those were my two decisions.
Zach.
And I went, let's get WWE.
I'm glad you made that choice. Jesus.
Because that's literally all I've played. I've played WWE and I played Naraka Blade Point. These are my two options of this past week or two.
Man's got his games.
So I bought the deluxe edition, all that fun stuff. So the one thing I do really appreciate about this WWE is that it's literally, you have the exact roster from 22 plus whatever they added in 23.
Right.
That's including the DLC from 22.
Okay.
That just got added to the general roster.
Okay.
So like the 5 DLC packs that came out, it's already there for 23. You're good to go. The exception is there is some superstars here and there that have been removed that are no longer in WWE's licensing and whatnot. And then they have at least 5 DLCs planned out to release with more wrestlers and legends and whatnot. And each one of the other packs from 22 gave at least 4 or 5 new wrestlers in it.
Right.
And everything. So the roster's very expansive and things like that. We have the documentary thing of a showcase, which is John Cena this year. Mm-hmm. I have not touched the showcase yet because that's a whole dedication thing of doing stuff for it if I actually want to complete it entirely. But I mean, it's John Cena showcase. If you do wrestling, you don't know who John Cena is, I don't know where you've been, mate.
Basically.
So it's reliving his career and all that fun stuff. From his first days and showing up in tights on a SmackDown to fight Kurt Angle to
ruthless aggression.
And all that fun stuff. Of course, you have Universe. I know you've always enjoyed Universe.
That's my thing. I dive deep into that one.
I have not touched Universe yet because that is not my thing. And then again, I've never gotten real deep into Universe to making whole custom shows and things like that.
100% my thing.
My two things is My Faction, which is their gotcha card game thing where you get cards and what.
Why are you playing gotcha in WWE?
Because it's a thing.
Oh my God, Zach.
I say gotcha, but it's card packs. And more or less you just do daily and weekly things to earn points and things like that.
To be fair, that is very on brand for him.
You're not paying money for card packs, are you?
No.
Okay. Because that would also
That would also be
that
on
would
brand
feel
for
like a
him.
you thing.
No, that's only considered for Naraka at this moment in time.
He's not playing like Madden Ultimate Team, basically.
No. And more or less just doing that where you have the weekly towers, which are just specific to fights. You form your own stable or faction with these cards and whatnot. I mean, it's just live event stuff, live service game stuff for WWE, where your restriction of what characters you can use is based on what cards you have for your faction.
Okay.
But it's live service stuff and just specialty matches here and there, yada, yada, yada. Then there's the other one, which I really like, is My GM, which was introduced in 22, because it tickles my thing that I enjoy most of resource management and team building.
Okay.
Because I feel like you would like this, Alex,
I probably would.
since you didn't touch 22, in which it's more or less you choose a GM with a special power card and you choose a brand to control. And in 22, it was only able to have 2 players in it, you and a CPE or you and one other person. They've upgraded it with this one, and now you can go up to 4 shows going at it at once. And more or less, you choose how many shows you want, GMs and whatnot, and then you do a draft. Because you get a budget, you choose a starting budget, and then you do a draft from a pool of wrestlers. And the thing that I like about this one and this one, which is more noticeable, is that it rotates who gets put in the draft of the roster. You do your draft, get that all set up, and then it just becomes a thing of just running through a 25-week season of doing shows, deciding what your matches are, promos, rivalries, things like that. You can use power cards to kill your cost on like special effects, make them free that week, or help improve the stamina of wrestlers, deal with injuries quicker, screw over the other shows by doubling their costs and things like that. And overall, and then throughout the whole season and whatnot, you can also enlist more talent, whether it be free agents or legends, and there's perks and bonuses to that. Which what I like about the free agents, there's of course the wrestler talents that are already in the roster and known and whatnot, but they win the extra mile, and then there's generated characters.
Oh, I like that.
Which are done as like local talent.
Yeah, I like that.
Which to help you sort of cut down on costs and bring in people and whatnot. And then there's the thing with versus the draft, where the draft, all the wrestlers you get in the draft are permanent. They'll be with you the entire season. Versus the free talents and things like that, free agents and everything, they change every show who's in there and what they are, and they either on so many weeks contract, or you can pay a bulk amount if you're lucky to get someone permanent and things like that. So to help do that and juggle stuff, more or less that's the main thing of it, is then booking shows and setting up rivals and everything to get the drama and bringing fans and budget and whatnot, determine which show's doing the best based on fan retention and things like that. Of course, there's a little thing at the beginning of each week where you'll get emails of whether your wrestlers talking to you, wanting to try something, or if they're dissatisfied with things. If other wrestlers are dissatisfied at their brands, they'll reach out to you and it's like, hey, I'll join your brand. Just pay me this much and I'll come join your brand and things like that. So it's a nice mix of what I really like, just resource management and team building. And then every 4 weeks you do a pay-per-view. In which in the 20...
That sounds like a mode I would really enjoy, honestly.
I really enjoy GM mode.
I think I would really enjoy that.
In 22, it was only one season once you did either the quick one, which was like, I think like 12 weeks, or the long one, which is 25s. That was it. But this one, which they've done this, they've really vamped the GM mode in this one. And just the fact of the matter is, like, it does seasons now of 25 weeks, and once that season's up, it then just moves on to another season and doesn't just end. So it continues on, giving you more longevity and play through with it.
So is each of the seasons, is it just like lead up to one of the big 4 pay-per-views?
It leads up to WrestleMania. So more or less,
okay.
each season is
So
more or less...
every time leads to WrestleMania.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And it has...
okay.
I don't know if it does... I've only finished one season, so I don't know if it does different pay-per-views leading up to WrestleMania, but just like the main ones, like SummerSlam, Extreme Rules, Hell in a Cell.
Is SummerSlam the first major one that you do? Okay, so basically the GM mode picks up in the summer range.
Yes.
And it basically covers the second half of the year. Then.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Extreme Rules, that's usually like late in the year, I think. Hell in the Cell is always late in the year, and then of course we have Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber in February, and then it's usually WrestleMania.
See, it didn't hit either of those.
That's unfortunate. Those are fun.
So I don't. That's why I said with the second season, I don't know if it's going to change it since I'm going to be finishing up WrestleMania, and it will hit like some of the ones that have.
Okay.
So that's the thing I'm curious about.
So I basically, from you saying it like that, honestly, my mindset is with the GM mode is just throw out everything that you know about actual wrestling in terms of scheduling, and it's like this does its own schedule, basically.
And more or less, and the other thing with it is versus 22, you can only do singles and tag team matches in it, which made it a little bit with, of course, the special matches, which cost more and things like that. Which this one, they made it a little bit more where special matches have a bit more, besides just being a special match and allowing to build up tension and whatnot, each special match does have a bit of extra stuff to them. And each one also has stamina costs and things like that for your wrestlers, as well as you can now do triple threats and fatal four ways as well now in it.
I know they added War Games, and I really want to do War Games.
I have not messed with that or touched on that because I'm assuming that's in universe. Because in any of the modes I've messed with, I have not seen it.
Oh. Yeah, War Games I really want to do. Looks cool.
I have yet to figure out where that out because I didn't do any research in WWE. I just went, cool, WWE, let's go.
Zach's annual sports game that he plays. He just picks out a random one every year. He's like, I'll play this.
Yep, last year
2 years in a row of wrestling.
Yeah, last year was also baseball with the show.
Oh, well,
which show's on Game Pass again this year.
Show 23 is coming to Game Pass here in like, what, a week or two?
It's actually, you can get a special price with Game Pass and currently get it, and you could actually be playing it right now.
Oh, okay. John, you getting it?
I just wait for it to come to Game Pass
exactly.
now. Okay. So besides this one, what's going to be the other sports game this year, you think?
I don't know.
You want to play Maximum Football with me?
I might touch hockey.
I mean, I keep trying to play hockey. I will say that. I keep trying to play the NHL games.
But I could not tell you. It's not a thing that I readily decide.
It just like, happens.
He's at home and he goes, I don't feel like playing Naraka right now. What can I buy?
Exactly.
That's basically what it is, yeah.
Whenever I pick up a sports game, it's more or less me going, I need a brain dead game.
Hey, Maximum Football will be free to play.
Because Naraka was my brain dead game until, I don't know what the hell I did, but my matchmaking's jumped up, and now it takes me like 10 minutes to find a match. And I know my matchmaking's gone up because now I get all the PC players who are fucking got the twitchy hands.
Twitchy hands.
Because, like, I always know when it's like, well, this is going to be a fucking fight because I'll see someone across the map just going, swing, dodge, swing, dodge, swing, dodge, swing, dodge. I was like, well, he's a PC asshole who I'm going to have to deal with now.
Yeah, we can always recognize you console players.
Exactly.
Damn. So, John, how do you feel about WWE 2K23?
I'm probably going to pick it up.
Because I already wanted to buy it. Jacob already sold me.
I was already considering buying it.
Now I want it more.
I might look into.
Well, let me know, Alex, because I'm pretty sure we can do my GM online. I'll face you in booking. You'll probably wreck me because I'm more or less shitballing it.
You've got more experience. You'll probably beat me. I don't know.
So what do you do in my GM? Is it just like you manage it, set it up, and then
I mean
you just kind of get the results of how the matches and everything?
More or less, it's just simulating booking and seeing that can you properly do an exciting show and do proper booking of match tier of excitement of good openers, all right mid cards, and a good finisher, and then setting up promos to help build up fans, money, rivalries, things like that. If you want to, you can always play the matches yourself, but it's mostly very much a simulation thing. Because you're more or less being a general manager to a show.
Okay. I was trying to picture it in my head because I've never done much of like the simulation of stuff. I've always looked at it and then never. That's never been my main focus because usually I look at that and I'm like, well, if I do that, I'm gonna want to break up and then play the game. But that seems to be like your gotcha system where you're doing.
Yes, exactly.
Where you're doing that, your break up to actually play the game is that.
Yeah.
So I mean, Yeah, I could see that.
And again, if you really want to break up into it, you can always play the matches yourself if you really want to help. Because otherwise, I just simulate it, and the AI goes, "All right, they win," or you can choose to be one of the wrestlers and actually choose who wins.
Yeah, I feel like simulating is more in the spirit.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, I may check that out when I get it.
I pissed off a local talent called Red Monsoon. He fucking hated me.
Well, see, now I'm in debates. Like, do I want to wait for a sale or do I want to go ahead and get it? See, now I've got that debate.
I'm probably not gonna wait.
I mean, I didn't.
I'm probably not gonna wait. No.
It was either that.
I might grab it next week.
It was either that or Naraka Gold, Alex.
In your case, yeah, that's fair.
I need something to break up what I'm because I need something as like a break from what I'm playing right now.
Like, see,
all I'm playing is fucking Rocket League and RuneScape.
I mean, next week Chef Simulator comes out.
So
Not playing that.
right now, I've actually I haven't really been playing anything. I've been playing Resident Evil, of course, yesterday, but other than that, no shit. All I've been playing is Marvel Snap. And it's also because I've been watching a lot of shows recently. Like, I'm so behind the fucking times. Finally watched Invincible a couple weeks ago. That was great.
And now
I'm horribly deep into The Boys. I am binging The Boys.
The Boys is so good.
Dude, it is so freaking
I'm
good.
sad you're just now getting to it.
I am too. I'm so mad. So like,
either.
I'll sit there and I'll play Marvel Snap the whole time I'm watching the show.
You know, I've fallen off.
You're doing what I'm doing. You're just playing Marvel Snap instead of RuneScape.
See, I've fallen off Snap. I haven't touched this season at all.
Well, I got Thanos finally. So I've been running Thanos nonstop. I am finally like at the point where I'm close to the highest rank I ever got the first season.
Yeah.
So I've been having a lot of fun. Of course, I get Thanos right after he's nerfed, but it's fine. Still, I'm still having a lot of fun with him. But
see, I didn't care. I still just play shitball get decks.
yeah, all I've been playing. I was playing a null deck for a while. Like that was my deck.
Yeah.
Nonstop was Death Null. But now that I finally got Thanos, you finally got enough tokens for it since they started revamping the token shop. So shout out to the Marvel Snap team for just continuously listening to community feedback because they're nonstop changing everything with the token shop, how you get tokens, how you obtain cards. Like they have changed it nonstop. Like since you haven't been on for this season, one thing they just added like within the last week, which it wouldn't affect you, but it's still like, oh, that's cool for people like me that haven't, is that now you can, the Series 3 cards that people still have yet to complete, you can now just claim a card for free, like once a season, whatever, is how they have it set up.
Okay.
It rotates the card in your shop. You can claim it, whatever, no big deal. Also, while you don't have Series 3 completed, you are more likely to get more tokens in your caches, like up to like 500 collector tokens, which I have gotten 500 collector tokens in a single cache versus the 100. So they're continuing to pump out more changes.
I guess I'm just looking because my max out was 600.
Yeah. So they're continuing to pump that stuff out.
I mean, I could claim some. I mean, I'm probably missing like 5 or 6 Series 3 now since they slowly bump some down.
Yeah, true. I just got Galactus in my token shop, so he's pinned, and I'm working on him right now.
See, I got Venomized White Queen there still.
Nice. Yeah, having a lot of fun with. I've been having a lot of fun with Marvel Snap. I even downloaded it on my computer earlier.
Yeah, I saw you pop on.
Yeah, I was working on stuff. So while I was working on stuff, I would just be playing Marvel Snap. It's just like, all right, work on this. All right,
that's fair.
Play it there. All right, work on this. All right, let's play it there. I've been having a lot of fun. I've gone on quite the streak with Thanos. So, but yeah, no, very mad at myself for taking this long to get into The Boys, though. Very mad at myself for this. I'm so upset. The Boys is fantastic. The different topic for a different day, but it's so damn good.
A topic to revive a show that's been dead.
It's not dead. It's just on hiatus. Me and the boys over at ATFS said the same thing recently, where we got on a tangent for 10 minutes talking about Marvel stuff, and it's just like, boys, we just need to start that show back up. Everyone agreed with me. It's like, yeah, we do. We just haven't found the time. We'll get there eventually. But now I might grab WWE next weekend. Now, I might grab it next weekend. On Friday, I might pick it up. You got me wanting it.
I might pick it up tomorrow.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't even mention there's the My Rise mode, which is your custom character
Yeah, the
created
superstar mode.
that throws you in like the WWE universe. Which I do want to know in this one, they actually made 2 actual storylines to make you more significant as if you are in the universe versus usually where it's just like you create a character. Well, we're just going to throw you in here and just naturally make you somehow get to the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
But this year they have the weird Lock storyline, which more or less pumps you as this person they've been promoting leading up to your appearance in the universe, leading to your match to get the Intercontinental title from Sami Zayn. And then there's also the Legacy, where you're coming up through like their usual performance center stuff, but you have a aunt who was a very popular wrestler who's retired now, and they're sort of connecting you to and whatnot. Versus the Lock version where you're someone who didn't come up through the work center and actually outside talent just brought into the universe.
Gotcha. Let me know if you end up getting it tomorrow. You might push me over the edge.
I might end up getting it.
Well, I don't know. I do have a lot of stuff I got to do tomorrow.
I will walk into your house right now and purchase it.
Calm down. No, you will not.
We're not all you, Zach.
We don't have the funds to drop on Naraka gold.
I don't sit down and like look at my games and go,
Do I want to play?
yeah, I could just drop $100 on in-game currency right now.
This is never a thing of debate. We already know where my stance is.
That's true. That's just how
This
is.
has never been debated
That's
on this
just how
show.
he is, yeah. All right, let's hit our last talking point. We'll hit the weekly wrap up and get out of here. So, like I already mentioned earlier, the last one is with the Xbox versus Sony involving Activision Blizzard. So, a few weeks ago, we touched on what we considered probably the biggest update so far.
Yes.
Which was basically calling Sony out by court order, calling Sony out to dig into emails and documentation and stuff for things they've done for exclusivity deals and keeping games off Game Pass. And now we've actually hit the true major update where this seals it. Like, this is over. You know what I mean? Like, this is done. Sony has no fight anymore. And that is that UK CMA has concluded that the Activision Blizzard purchase will not result in substantial lessening of competition. Woo! That is literally the biggest hurdle that Microsoft has had to jump over. And now that they're past it, I'm going to be real. This is probably closing the next couple months.
Because this has been about a year now since we originally heard about this deal, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's been a year since the deal started, and this stuff with the CMA and stuff has been ongoing since, I don't know.
I want to say like summer last year?
Yeah, like summerish. Like, that's probably my guess as well. But yeah, this is the biggest hurdle that's now been jumped over, and I'll be real. Like, at this point, it's done. It's over. Sony just needs to pack it up, swallow their pride, and see whatever deal they can have worked up with that. They have to see if that 10-year deal is still on the table. Because, I mean, this is done. Like, legit, this is probably going to close by June at this point. Like, that's the possible close date for the entire deal, and make it official is that it could be done by June. Even Microsoft and Xbox has now come out naturally after this news and now said that this has narrowed their scope of concerns about the merger. Like, they don't really have concerns at this point. Like, this is it. This was the big deal. Some extra tidbits that I saw in our break week that came out before this major update is apparently in court, Microsoft and Xbox claims that 10 years is enough time for Sony to create a rival offering to the COD franchise. Fair point, but Xbox should probably look in a mirror on that one. I'm gonna be real. They should probably look in a mirror when it comes to that statement, because I mean they're the ones making all of the big purchases. But that's neither here nor there. They also, one thing that I saw come out that was kind of interesting is Microsoft lawyers also claim there's a PS5 only Superman game in development at Sony. I guess they're throwing that out there as like, oh look, more exclusivity deals that Sony's doing.
It's just a remake of Superman 64.
Please God, no.
I had seen that.
Yeah.
Little tidbit too, and the only thing I could think when I saw that was, man, there's like no way you can make a fun Superman game.
It's tough.
How are you gonna make a fun Superman game? It's the superhero that has the least weaknesses.
Yeah.
Just make it a game where just the world's being overshadowed by a giant meteor of kryptonite, like the moon from Majora's Mask.
Hey, we've basically seen that storyline. What was it, Superman 2005?
Was that a thing?
Well, it was Lex Luthor created, like he used kryptonite to.
Are you talking about the movie?
Yeah,
Superman Returns?
yeah, Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a similar storyline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Superman just muscled through the kryptonite, weakening him.
Yeah, basically. It's Superman, you know? No, Superman is one of my least favorite heroes, like by far.
It's one of those. I get why people like him,
I
but at
do
the
too.
same time, I'm like, why do you like him?
Yeah.
It's like I get that he's a character that you can like, but at the same time, he's the most powerful character ever created.
Yeah.
What if it's a game following the Russian Superman?
I mean, yeah.
But you're right. No, I can't think of anything that makes me go, I'll play a Superman game at this point in time.
Like, it doesn't matter if this is like a AAA masterpiece. Like, I just like, you know, how it's presented. I just like, I don't like Superman. I don't really have a lot of interest in the game. But I mean, hey, whatever. That's apparently a thing on the way. I remember seeing a small rumor about this probably last summer as well. So if they're claiming that it is a thing, I would go ahead and lock it in. That's a thing. Because I remember seeing some reports about it last summer. That Superman game was potentially in development. So here we are.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah. And the last little tidbit that came out, which was once again Microsoft like furthering, like proving that they have no intentions on like being unfair about this, is they intend to use all PS5 features on COD games, most notably with the haptics, with the DualSense. Like Microsoft literally went out and said that, hey, yo, the PS5 version is gonna be better than our own fucking version. Like, legit, like, because you guys have a better controller than us. We openly admit that. Even Phil Spencer, like when both consoles came out and he was, you know, he was being interviewed and stuff, he's just like, yeah, I wish we would have done something more with the controller, because Sony's controller is just so damn impressive. Like, I mean, like Microsoft literally came out and said, yeah, the PS5 version is probably going to be the funner version to play because it's going to have the better controller haptics and shit. Like, I mean, Sony stood no chance in this. Like, they really had no leg to stand on between the thing a few weeks ago with the court order of going through the emails and stuff for the exclusivity deals and stuff, and now, you know, just Microsoft handing out deals, which that was also during our break week of Microsoft just handing out 10-year deals to whatever.
Did Microsoft hire fucking Oprah for their HR?
Basically. Because, like, dude, it was like every day of the week last week.
Anybody and everybody that has a service,
Yes.
they're like, yeah, you can have it.
Yeah, like cloud services that I've never heard of in my life. There was at least 3 different cloud services, like a China-based one, I think. I don't remember the other ones.
Stadia?
I have a funny tidbit on Stadia here in a second now that you said that. But yeah, literally any cloud service, like, oh, you want a deal? Here's a 10-year deal for you. Here's a 10-year deal for you. You want one too? Okay, here's a 10-year. Like, just hand them out like candy. Where it's just like, yeah, they have access to Activision Blizzard games and Call of Duty games for the next 10 years. Like,
So the Activision Blizzard games are going to be on random ass things.
Yes.
Is what you're telling
They
me.
will be
Yes.
on. They'll be on as much stuff as Skyrim.
yes, correct. You get to play, you know, Call
Alexa,
of Duty on your...
play Overwatch 2.
Yes, you'll get to play Diablo 4 on your smart fridge, just like you can play Skyrim on your smart fridge. So again, Sony just stood no chance in this. Like, they just got completely obliterated in this case, and now it's just waiting to see if Sony's gonna, you know, swallow their pride and sign that 10-year deal. But that's gonna be the wild part, is if Sony really just says, no, fuck you, and just doesn't sign the deal, and it's not on PlayStation anymore. Which, at that point, that's Sony's fault, obviously.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate, I feel like, plot twist to this.
I
feel
can
like
play
that-
COD everywhere except my PlayStation.
I feel
Yeah.
like they'd piss off too much of their player base.
Oh, they would.
They would, but at the same time, I don't think Jim Ryan gives a shit at this
don't think he
point.
does.
Because I think it was with mine and your episode a couple weeks ago, there was a statement that was, you know, released that Jim Ryan said back in February. It was the person who said, you know, the quote was one of the higher ups at Activision Blizzard who was in on the meeting, where Jim Ryan's exact words were, "I don't care about your deal. I just want to block your merger." He didn't give a shit about the 10-year deal. He just wanted to block the whole thing. Like, that's just petty as shit. So at this point, like, I don't think he cares to piss off his fan base. He's not going to take a 10-year deal. That would be the ultimate plot twist. I'm here for it.
You know, the funny thing would be that'd be the one way where, like, PlayStation has been dominating,
Yep.
fucking dominating
Yep.
Xbox and consoles and everything for the past 10 years.
Yep.
Man, you take away some of like, because I bet there's a large number of people out there with their PlayStations that probably just play like COD and a couple other little things on it.
Yeah,
Probably.
my brother-in-law.
It's like they just it's like they moved
Poor
over
guy.
they moved over to PlayStation in the PlayStation 4 era, like a lot of us did, me and Alex included.
Zach stays strong.
And they probably just continued buying the games they would normally play. If they take that off there, man, it'd be funny to see the number of people that dropped off PlayStation. Then you have Jim Ryan going, "See, I told you." They go, "Dude, you're a fucking idiot."
You know what the real plot here twist, Alex, would be with Jim Ryan? Because when you first posted that in Discord, the first thing I wanted to send you when you said, "Here we go again," I wanted to send you a blue box. And Jim
Yes.
Ryan's the real leader.
Yes. Shout out to Blue Box Game
fuck
Studios. Oh, shout out
We're
to
not
Blue Box Game
we're fucking
Studios.
bringing that back up.
You know, I recently dug back into that one.
Shut up.
Yes!
I recently dug back into that.
Tinfoil hats on. Here we go.
I recently dug back into that. That Blue Box Game Studios and that dude
I'm not happy.
just have disappeared from the they're still the accounts are still on Twitter, but he has deleted every post that has ever been made on his account and the official account. He has privated his account, and I think he has unfollowed everyone except for Blue Box.
Damn.
Like, if that doesn't, the game is dead. Like, Abandoned is never coming out. It's like what Zach said. Abandon, the experience for it is being abandoned.
Correct.
I'm glad we can bring that back
All
up.
right,
for
that's
John.
enough of that.
No, the Stadia thing, right?
Okay.
So I saw this and I thought this was very unfortunate. So Stadia obviously was a disaster.
Yes.
They got rid of their first party team within a freaking year. Disaster all across the board. But the technology for Stadia honestly is really fucking good, right? And Google's been trying to sell the cloud technology off, whatever, naturally as they would, make some money off of it. It's great technology. No buyers.
Oof.
So Stadia, in every sense of the word, is dead. If the cloud technology was at least bought by another developer to utilize on their stuff, like Stadia lives on in its own way.
Yeah.
But no buyers.
Oof.
So Stadia is truly dead. I thought that was unfortunate because while
How much you think it is, Alex?
how much Zach, stop.
Okay, Mr. Deep Pockets over there. Your pockets ain't that fucking deep.
Relax. At this point, I'm sure Google will reach a point where they'll sell it for pennies.
Probably.
You know, I don't know. I didn't see an asking price. I don't know if it's the asking price or people truly aren't. I doubt that people aren't interested. You know, develop.
I mean, somebody's got to be interested. Whether it's
they gotta
actually
be.
a game developer, it may be
a publisher
Yeah.
or whatever. Because like the technology for their cloud gaming was good.
Yeah.
But it's just like there was every other problem with it, you know, in terms of like it had no games for itself, the marketing was shit, you know, various other things. But like the actual cloud like was good. Like very
I was
like
about
the
to say,
technology was good.
I'm not even thinking just gaming. I mean, you re-engineered for just cloud storage of
Cloud. Yeah, exactly. You didn't have to be game; it'd be cloud storage or anything. So the fact there's literally no buyers, number one, unfortunate. Stadia's dead, and number two, it's just kind of shocking. But it might be the asking price.
possibly.
Yeah, they're probably trying to recoup a lot of losses there.
Probably.
Which is definitely a lot. Man, rip Stadia had a hell of a run. I guess 2 years
It was longer than that.
was it? Okay, 3 years.
That sounds about right.
I don't know how long it ran. 3 or 4 years, maybe. All right, let's hit the wheelie wrap up and get out of here. So the first thing they announced just a couple days ago, a new AAA God of War inspired TMNT game was announced based on the comic series The Last
I'm
Ronin.
so okay with this.
Oh, I'm pumped. And
Have you ever looked into The Last Ronin?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. I'm very excited about this. This is gonna be sick.
If it's anything like God, it will be an amazing game.
You know, funny enough, there was an IGN article like probably 2 weeks ago that really caught my eye. And it was to the point where I wanted to talk about it on the show because it was just like, that's a fascinating thought. Where the article was about, it is time that we get a AAA TMNT game.
Yes.
But their thought process was, look, we understand Gotham Knights was mid to a lot of people, but that concept alone is enough to like take that concept and make it TMNT. And I'm like, oh, that's an interesting thought. And then now this comes out. I'm like,
Because
oh.
Gotham's Knight is a solo game. It's sort of meh. Co-op, it was fairly entertaining.
Yeah.
Co-op was fun because it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, because
Right.
it's just two vigilantes running around a city together.
Yeah, but no, with what you were saying with being totally okay with it, yeah, so is the rest of the internet.
Yeah.
The internet absolutely exploded at this
The
news.
Last Ronin is an amazing comic series, and then the fact that we haven't gotten anything TMNT in for a while besides the Cowabunga stuff.
Yeah, and then it will Shredder's Revenge too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you just Cowabunga and Shredder's Revenge.
Which
but,
are the
like,
classic arcade style.
Yeah, exactly. You know, nothing to this size. So the fact that like it's a full blown AAA title, you know, God of War kind of expired with the gameplay, and focused on a comic series that's very beloved within the TMNT fan base. I'm pumped for this. This is gonna be a day one pickup as long as they stick the landing. Because I don't think they announced like who's developing it, unless I missed it.
I'm pretty sure this is just an announcement. Hey, we need people.
Yeah, basically, we've seen that plenty of times.
Hey, we want to do this. Is anyone interested?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. We also got another announcement: Counter-Strike 2.
Took forever, guys.
Hey, but Valve did it.
Yeah, which means Counter-Strike is now dead once that comes out.
Well,
Yeah.
it's replacing it.
Yeah,
So Counter-
Oh, they're pulling an Overwatch?
Counter-Strike
Yes.
2 is taking the place of it, and all of like your skins and everything like that you have from Counter-Strike will be usable.
so they're pulling
in
an
2.
Overwatch. Yeah,
So Valve is going, oh, Overwatch 2 was a disaster. Let's do it right.
basically, I also saw on the Counter-Strike Twitter. I thought this was funny because, for so long, there's always the chat. Oh, this is going to be the Counter-Strike killer, or whatever. For games coming
Did
out.
they say it was going to be the Counter-Strike killer?
Yeah, the Counter-Strike Twitter account in their bio that says the Counter-Strike killer. Counter-Strike 2. I'm just like, I mean, fair. That's it's technically correct. That is the Counter-Strike killer. So yeah, Counter-Strike 2. That announcement honestly came out of nowhere.
I mean, anything Valve announces comes out of nowhere.
I mean, you're right.
You
That's
know what's
the
gonna be
facts.
fun to see?
What?
The fucking numbers the day Counter-Strike 2 goes
Oh,
on
it's going to be
Steam.
insane.
It's like that's gonna fucking blow everything because that game sits at 1 million players a day on Steam
Easily.
anyway.
And then you're going to re-release Counter-Strike just 2, just revamped and reskinned again? I
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's going to pull people back to it.
It's like the only two constants on the Steam charts are Counter-Strike, like CS:GO, and I forgot. I just blanked on the name. Dota 2. Dota 2 and CS:GO being the top of the charts. Only thing that's constant on Steam.
Yeah. So as of right, I saw this earlier from the Counter-Strike Twitter. Shared it today that Counter-Strike had 1.5 million concurrent players just today.
Yep. Well, on a slow day, they only cap out at like 900,000,
Yeah.
which is the peak for most games.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like that's the peak for most big games that release.
Right.
It's like that's why it's like a fucking article is written so many articles were written about Lost Ark when it came out because it had over 1 million players and very few games have actually reached those numbers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Counter-Strike 2, man. That announcement truly came out of nowhere.
Then another announcement that you're happy about, if it's true.
Yeah. So the this guy has continued to. I don't know if it's like the PR move that they have planned or he's just gone rogue. But I want to say this is like the third time he's revealed something about this game. But the Venom voice actor in Marvel Spider-Man 2 claims that the game is set to release in September and a big marketing push will begin in August. He put that in a full tweet.
I have a feeling that he sent that out and then the marketing team comes to him and goes, "What the fuck, dude?"
This is like literally the third time that he's leaked or said something about the game or whatever. Just by
He's just enabling his spirit of Stanley.
basically, he's completely gone rogue. He's just like, I'm just gonna do my thing. I don't care. You guys aren't getting rid of me.
He's like, "What are you gonna do at this point? You gonna
Yeah.
replace me and delay the game more?"
Exactly. Ah, man, September though. That was something that I was kind of toying with. Is like, would it come out in September and release right along Starfield? And it does look like that's going to end up being the case. Starfield and Spider-Man 2 in the same month. That's a busy month.
For you.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah. Which one do you think he's actually gonna play, Zach?
Spider-Man 2.
It depends on when they. Well, Starfield for sure. I'm dumping some time into. I'm really excited for. But and I'm also was looking at my vacation that month too.
It's gonna be fun when he's the one playing Starfield and I'm over here playing Spider-Man and I come in I'm like, it's shit.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Yeah, my mind. 1 and 2 most anticipated games of the year.
No,
in the same
John.
month.
My more expectation for you would be, yeah. So I picked up Spider-Man 2, but I'm actually playing this indie game.
that would be how it goes. No, this is exactly how it would go. Let's assume everything goes off well without a hitch. We get everything back on track. Oh yeah, I know Starfield is on Game Pass. I know Marvel Spider-Man 2 just came out, but I got a Dark and Darker playtest, man. Sorry, I got to do that. I'm not wrong.
More than likely, I told you this. I think at the last episode we did. I just can't be excited for games anymore this year.
Yeah, you did.
I'm taking L's all over the place. The only game that came out that I was excited for that I had a really good time with was Birth.
And his only other win he wasn't excited for. I forced him to play with me.
Yeah, you drug him out to the wilds of Wulong Fallen Dynasty.
I'm gonna be shit at that when we play it again.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, oh, we're gonna be rusty as fuck.
I'm gonna be fucking terrible.
I mean, look, hey,
the last time we played, I forgot what the fucking parry button was, and I was sprinting around trying to parry.
We're so fucked.
Hey, he's off tomorrow. You guys can hit it up later. All right, moving on. So Genshin Impact Dev's new game, The Honkai Star Rail, has been set to be released next month. Actually, like a month from now.
Thank God.
April 26, 2023.
Then we still gotta wait for Zenless Zen Zero.
Yep. Also another random game.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
No, that was more of just I realize I'm so out of the loop on whatever's happening on that side of gaming because it's like I don't even know what he said and I was just like, what the fuck was that?
I didn't know what it was either. That's why I was just gonna let it go.
Zenless Zen Zero. It's the other game that they announced when they announced Honka Rail Impact.
I didn't even know that was announced.
It was like at last Game Awards or something. Not the Game Awards, but Summerfest.
Yeah,
it probably came on and I went, eh.
I mean, you probably did. To be fair,
I'm pretty sure it was Game Awards.
Oh, wait, no,
he was sick.
I wasn't not around for the only thing I saw at Game Awards was the.
You came in, said hi, and that was last I heard from you.
I started watching the speech for what was it?
No, it couldn't have been Game Awards because it was already a thing. Because people have been going like, release the game. Because like, he was putting up promotions of like, hey, we're doing this thing, yada, yada, yada. And everyone's like, where's the game?
Right.
How are you doing these promotions?
Shut up and go play Genshin some more.
I mean, I bet they did.
Yeah, they're like, where's the game? Now I got to go play Genshin.
I got to go do my dailies.
All right, next thing we've got, we have a new game announced called Lego 2K Drive. So basically, when I saw this, to me it just looked like a Lego version of
Mario
of Forza Horizons. That's what I got out of this.
Yo,
yeah, that's kind of what I got out of this. And it's an open world game. You build your cars. You got you can play with friends and shit. I mean, that's what
Zach.
I mean.
You want to drive around?
Yeah, you two go play Lego 2K Drive.
Honestly, sure, John. Hey, let's do it.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna be real with you boys. The reception on this has been overwhelmingly positive.
I mean, I'm not surprised
because it's fucking Lego and everybody loves Lego.
I mean, the Lego DLC for Horizon did very well.
Right. No, people are very excited for this game. Like, people are very pumped. So you guys may like it. Open world car.
He's
game.
more open world driver than me because you played. What was it? Ride?
What?
I don't remember. It was the one that was like it was open. It's like the whole United States was where you could drive around.
The Crew.
Crew, yeah.
I played some of Crew. I've bought the Crew 2 on one of the Steam sales. I haven't put much time into it because I bought it because I was like, man, I'm in the mood for a driving game. And then I downloaded it and started playing it. I'm like, I'm not in the mood for a driving game.
Yeah, John's much more the driver person than me.
I go through phases where I'm like Zach's brain dead game is like sports games. Me, I'm like, give me an indie game or a game where I can just go.
Yeah. Did you ever play like the Forza Horizon 5?
No.
Because it's on Game Pass, so you should.
The last Forza Horizon I played was 2.
Just because it's on Game Pass doesn't mean I have to play.
Yes, it is.
It means that I'm open to play.
Speaking of Game Pass, Ghostwire Tokyo going to be on it. I'm going to play it then.
Yeah, it is. It's coming soon, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Next thing we have Resident Evil 4: The Mercenaries free DLC will arrive on April 7th. Shout out to that. Also, Silent Hill 2 Remake is close to finish. Says Bloober Team release date is dependent on Konami at this point. Sounds about right, but I am pretty excited for that one. Never played Silent Hill 2, so I'm looking forward to trying.
You want
this.
to?
Yeah.
I mean, I can go get my PlayStation.
Well, I'm gonna play the remake. I'll play the remake.
Scum.
Yeah,
Then when I experience it in all its glory.
And all the glitchiness and polygons.
I'm gonna be a scumbag.
You know, I'm actually very happy about somehow getting a hold of the whole Silent Hill series. That's one I never had any intention of actually getting.
Yeah. And the final thing we have in the weekly wrap up, which made me very happy, is Sonic Origins Plus is announced for 6/23/23. Happy birthday to me and Sonic on that one.
What is it?
It is basically Sonic Origins plus more content, but it's physical edition.
What's Origins?
It was the huge collection that came out last year of all of the classic games, like 15 games, plus various other things with the game.
Okay.
It's just a big celebration game.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, the only thing that was that happened with it last year is it was a digital only release, which turned me off completely, and it did have some glitchiness.
Give it the fucking times, man.
No, I like my physical
He still
games.
says Sonic 07's good. Or is it
Sonic
06?
06.
See?
Look, it's a terrible game, but goddamn, it's my guilty pleasure. But no, Sonic Origins Plus though, physical edition. And it even has a reversible cover where it looks like a Sega Genesis case. I thought that was pretty cool. Fuck off, John. Let me be excited for this. It comes out on my birthday.
I didn't think
Fuck off.
No, I didn't think Zach was gonna break on that. He tried to hold firm.
I don't know why that one got me.
I hate you. Hang on.
Wow.
There you go. My Owen Wilson wow button. Right on the home screen on my phone. No. But that was it for the weekly wrap up. Do you boys got anything you want to shout out? Or follow up on with anything we talked about?
Naraka Playpoint released a new character.
Zach, stop.
I don't know what you want from me. He has RuneScape. I have Naraka.
I don't talk about RuneScape on the show though. That's just. Yeah, you know why I haven't had anything to talk about for the past 3 weeks? Because I've been fucking playing RuneScape. That's all I've been doing.
All I've been doing is watching The Boys and Invincible.
Until I played Diablo yesterday, all I've done this week is mine on RuneScape.
Well,
Literally been the only game I've played.
You want to play Wizard 101?
oh my God, stop. All right, I'm hitting the music. We're getting out of here. Last thoughts.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you've been watching this crapshoot of a return live, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, bye.
All right, to everything he said and more, and if you made it to the end, thank you very much. And if you're watching this after the fact, we stream these on Saturday, roughly around 6 p.m. Central Time. So come and see us then.
Make sure to also check us out at our website, sparktheory.com. You sign up for free or sign up $5 a month. We appreciate the extra support, as well as check out some Rogue Energy, Agent Inc., join the Discord, all that stuff. Shout out to FAU beating 3 Kansas State. Just got the notification for that. First 9 seed to reach the Final Four in a while. So shout out to that. And also shout out to the Miami men's and women's both going strong right now. Shout out to the March Madness. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.